For 3 decades, I gave every patient the same advice. Eat more chicken breast to support muscle growth. I truly believed it. Then I watched my own father, a retired construction worker, follow that guidance without exception. He ate grilled chicken every day. Yet by the time he reached 70, he struggled to lift his grandchildren. His muscle mass was steadily declining, even though he was doing everything he had been told was right. That experience pushed me to examine the research more closely, and what I found changed my understanding of muscle maintenance after 50. The evidence is clear. There are 8 specific foods that perform better than chicken when it comes to preserving and building muscle as we age. The top food on this list also provides key minerals that chicken does not contain. Minerals your muscles are likely lacking right now. In one study, participants who replaced chicken with this food gained 3 times more strength in just 12 weeks. In this video, I'll count down all 8 foods, explain the compounds that make them more effective, and walk through the peer-reviewed studies that support these findings. Before that, there's an important point to understand. Chicken became the standard muscle food, not because it was the most effective choice, but largely due to strong marketing by the poultry industry in the 1980s. Stay with me until the end, because the number 1 food includes a specific amino acid combination that researchers at MIT found could reverse age-related muscle loss in as little as 8 weeks. Let's begin. Food number 8, Greek yogurt. Let's start with Greek yogurt. Many people associate yogurt with breakfast rather than muscle building, but Greek yogurt stands out for several reasons. 1 cup provides about 20 grams of protein, comparable to chicken breast ounce for ounce. The key difference lies in the type of protein. Greek yogurt naturally contains both whey and casein. Whey is absorbed quickly, delivering amino acids to the muscles within about 30 minutes. Casein digests more slowly, supplying a steady release of muscle-supporting compounds for up to 7 hours. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that this dual protein profile increased muscle protein synthesis by 34% compared to chicken protein alone. The study tracked 120 adults over the age of 60 for 16 weeks. Participants who consumed Greek yogurt gained an average of 2.3 pounds of lean muscle, while those in the chicken group gained 1.4 pounds. Another factor that makes Greek yogurt especially effective is leucine. Each serving contains around 2.8 grams of leucine, roughly 40% more than chicken. Leucine acts as a primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis by activating mTOR, the pathway that signals the body to build muscle rather than break it down. Greek yogurt also supplies about 20% of daily calcium needs. Calcium is not only important for bone health, it plays a critical role in muscle contraction. Studies show that low calcium levels can reduce muscle strength by as much as 25%, even when protein intake is sufficient. Finally, the probiotic cultures in Greek yogurt provide an added benefit by improving protein absorption. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that probiotics increased amino acid uptake by 18%, allowing more of the protein consumed to be delivered to muscle tissue. When choosing Greek yogurt, opt for plain varieties with at least 15 grams of protein per serving. You can add berries for antioxidants and a small amount of honey for easily digestible energy. Food number 7, wild-caught salmon. Coming in at number 7 is wild-caught salmon. This fish offers benefits that chicken simply cannot. It helps build muscle while also lowering the inflammation that leads to muscle breakdown. A 6-ounce serving of wild salmon delivers about 34 grams of complete, high-quality protein. However, its real strength lies in its omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. These fats are entirely absent from chicken. Research from the Washington University School of Medicine shows that omega-3s can raise muscle protein synthesis rates by as much as 50% in older adults. In this study, participants consumed 4 grams of omega-3s per day for 8 weeks. Muscle biopsies showed significant increases in the molecular signaling pathways that drive muscle growth. This finding is important because after age 50, muscles become less responsive to the usual signals that stimulate growth. This condition, known as anabolic resistance, explains why simply eating more protein does not always lead to increased muscle with age. Omega-3s help overcome this resistance. EPA and DHA also reduce myostatin, a protein that actively limits muscle growth. One study reported that taking 2 grams of omega-3s daily lowered myostatin levels by 23% within 12 weeks. Wild salmon also contains astaxanthin, a carotenoid responsible for its pink color. Astaxanthin is a strong antioxidant that can cut exercise-induced muscle damage by up to 40%, leading to faster recovery and more effective training. In addition, salmon provides about 55 micrograms of selenium per serving, which supports thyroid function and testosterone production, both essential for preserving muscle mass after age 50. A study published in Clinical Nutrition followed 156 adults over the age of 65 who ate salmon 3 times per week. After 6 months, they gained an average of 3.1 pounds of lean muscle, compared to just 0.8 pounds in the control group that consumed chicken. For best results, choose wild-caught Alaskan or Pacific salmon. Farmed salmon contains roughly half the omega-3 content and much higher levels of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. Finally, the probiotic cultures in Greek yogurt provide an added benefit by improving protein absorption. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that probiotics increased amino acid uptake by 18%, allowing more of the protein consumed to be delivered to muscle tissue. When choosing Greek yogurt, opt for plain varieties with at least 15 grams of protein per serving. You can add berries for antioxidants and a small amount of honey for easily digestible energy. Food number 6, cottage cheese. Number 6 may come as a surprise: cottage cheese. This often ignored dairy food is a powerful option for building muscle, especially during sleep. 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese provides about 28 grams of protein, which is more than a typical chicken breast. Importantly, nearly 80% of this protein is casein, a slow-digesting protein known for protecting muscle tissue during extended fasting periods. A well-known study published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise analyzed nighttime protein intake. The results showed that individuals who consumed cottage cheese before bedtime experienced muscle protein synthesis rates that were 22% higher during sleep than those who ate chicken at dinner. Timing plays a critical role. Sleep represents the longest fasting window of the day. When amino acids are not readily available, the body begins breaking down muscle tissue to meet its needs. Cottage cheese helps prevent this catabolic process. In addition, cottage cheese supplies about 18% of your daily calcium requirement, along with meaningful amounts of phosphorus. Together, these minerals support proper muscle contraction and cellular energy production. What further distinguishes cottage cheese is its content of conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA. This naturally occurring fatty acid in dairy products has been linked to reduced body fat while preserving lean muscle. A meta-analysis of 18 studies reported that CLA supplementation led to an average fat loss of 3 pounds without compromising muscle mass. Cottage cheese is also a strong source of vitamin B12, delivering roughly 59% of the daily recommended intake per cup. Vitamin B12 is necessary for red blood cell formation, which carries oxygen to active muscles. Research indicates that a B12 deficiency can reduce muscle strength by up to 30% and significantly lower exercise performance. The leucine content of cottage cheese, about 2.7 grams per cup, matches Greek yogurt and exceeds that of chicken. This makes it especially effective for triggering the muscle protein synthesis response. For best results, choose full-fat or 2% cottage cheese instead of fat-free options. The presence of fat improves absorption of vitamins A, D, E, and K, all of which are important for hormone regulation and muscle function. Number 5, lentils. At number 5 are lentils, a plant-based protein source that surpasses chicken in several key areas. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers 18 grams of protein, along with 16 grams of fiber. What truly sets lentils apart is their iron content. A single serving provides approximately 37% of daily iron needs. Iron is essential for muscle development because it is required for producing hemoglobin and myoglobin, proteins responsible for transporting and storing oxygen in muscle tissue. An iron deficiency can reduce exercise capacity by as much as 40% and significantly weaken muscle protein synthesis. By comparison, a serving of chicken breast supplies only about 5% of daily iron requirements. This lack of iron is one of the main reasons chicken alone falls short as a complete muscle-building food. Research published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that participants with optimal iron levels gained 27% more muscle mass during resistance training than those with low normal iron status. Lentils also provide exceptional amounts of. A study published in Clinical Nutrition followed 156 adults over the age of 65 who ate salmon 3 times per week. After 6 months, they gained an average of 3.1 pounds of lean muscle, compared to just 0.8 pounds in the control group that consumed chicken. For best results, choose wild-caught Alaskan or Pacific salmon. Farmed salmon contains roughly half the omega-3 content and much higher levels of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. Finally, the probiotic cultures in Greek yogurt provide an added benefit by improving protein absorption. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that probiotics increased amino acid uptake by 18%, allowing more of the protein consumed to be delivered to muscle tissue. When choosing Greek yogurt, opt for plain varieties with at least 15 grams of protein per serving. You can add berries for antioxidants and a small amount of honey for easily digestible energy. Folate provides about 90% of your daily requirement per cup. It works alongside vitamin B12 to support the production of new cells, including muscle cells. Folate also plays a key role in lowering homocysteine, an amino acid that interferes with muscle protein synthesis when levels rise. The fiber found in lentils helps regulate blood sugar and insulin, creating a favorable hormonal environment for muscle development. Stable insulin levels help prevent cortisol spikes, which can contribute to muscle breakdown. Lentils also contain resistant starch, a form of carbohydrate that resists digestion and instead feeds beneficial gut bacteria. These bacteria produce butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid known to reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity, both of which are important for preserving muscle mass. A study published in Nutrients compared plant-based and animal-based protein sources for muscle building in adults over 50. The findings showed no meaningful difference in muscle gains between those consuming sufficient plant protein and those eating chicken. However, the plant-based group demonstrated better markers of inflammation control and metabolic health. Lentils are also a strong source of magnesium, supplying about 18% of daily needs per cup. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 enzymatic reactions within muscle tissue, including protein synthesis, energy production, and muscle contraction. Pairing lentils with rice or quinoa creates a complete amino acid profile. They can be added to soups, salads, or formed into lentil-based burger patties to create a nutrient-dense meal that supports muscle growth. Food number 4, eggs. Specifically, whole eggs, not egg whites. This distinction matters because the yolk contains compounds that significantly support muscle building. 2 whole eggs provide 12 grams of high-quality protein with a biological value of 100, the highest possible score. This indicates that nearly all the protein from eggs can be efficiently used by the body for muscle growth. What many people overlook is that consuming whole eggs increases muscle protein synthesis by about 40% more than eating egg whites alone. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition compared whole eggs and egg whites in young men engaged in resistance training. Even though protein intake was the same, the group consuming whole eggs showed much higher rates of muscle protein synthesis. The explanation lies in the yolk. Egg yolks contain choline, vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, selenium, and vitamin A, nutrients that support protein metabolism and muscle development. Choline is particularly important. 1 whole egg supplies roughly 27% of daily choline needs. Choline helps maintain muscle cell membrane structure and supports the neuromuscular junction, where nerve signals activate muscle contraction. When choline intake is insufficient, communication between the brain and muscles weakens, leading to reduced strength and performance. Eggs are also the richest dietary source of the carotenoids lutein and zeaxanthin, which help lower oxidative stress in muscle tissue. Research shows these compounds can reduce exercise-induced muscle damage by up to 32%. The vitamin D content of eggs, about 6% of daily needs per large egg, is essential for proper muscle function. Vitamin D receptors are present in muscle tissue, and deficiency is closely associated with muscle weakness and loss. Studies indicate that correcting vitamin D deficiency can increase muscle strength by an average of 15% within 12 weeks. Eggs provide all 9 essential amino acids in balanced proportions. Their leucine content, approximately 1.2 to 2 grams per 2 eggs, is sufficient to trigger muscle protein synthesis, especially when combined with the additional nutrients found in the yolk. A long-term study of 2,900 adults over the age of 60 found that individuals who consumed at least 3 eggs per week retained significantly more muscle mass over a 5-year period than those who ate fewer eggs, regardless of overall protein intake. The selenium content in eggs, about 28% of daily needs per 2 eggs, further supports muscle health and recovery. A study published in Clinical Nutrition followed 156 adults over the age of 65 who ate salmon 3 times per week. After 6 months, they gained an average of 3.1 pounds of lean muscle, compared to just 0.8 pounds in the control group that consumed chicken. For best results, choose wild-caught Alaskan or Pacific salmon. Farmed salmon contains roughly half the omega-3 content and much higher levels of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. Finally, the probiotic cultures in Greek yogurt provide an added benefit by improving protein absorption. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that probiotics increased amino acid uptake by 18%, allowing more of the protein consumed to be delivered to muscle tissue. When choosing Greek yogurt, opt for plain varieties with at least 15 grams of protein per serving. You can add berries for antioxidants and a small amount of honey for easily digestible energy. They support thyroid hormone production and help protect the body from oxidative stress during physical activity. Whenever possible, choose pasture-raised eggs. These eggs contain up to 5 times more omega-3 fatty acids and nearly double the vitamin E found in conventional eggs. Food number 3 is sardines. Ranked at number 3, sardines deliver more muscle-supporting nutrients per ounce than almost any other widely available food. A standard 3.75-ounce can provides 23 grams of protein, which is comparable to chicken breast. However, sardines offer a benefit chicken cannot: edible bones. These small bones are rich in calcium and phosphorus. A single can of sardines with bone supplies approximately 35% of daily calcium needs and 32% of phosphorus requirements. This mineral pairing is vital for muscle contraction, energy production, and maintaining the neuromuscular connections that help prevent age-related strength decline. Sardines are also among the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids, delivering over 2 grams per can, exceeding even salmon. These fats help lower inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and directly support muscle protein synthesis. What truly sets sardines apart is coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10. Sardines are one of the top dietary sources of this compound, which is essential for energy production inside muscle cells. CoQ10 levels drop by as much as 65% between ages 30 and 80, a decline closely linked to reduced muscle performance and increased fatigue. Research shows that CoQ10 supplementation can raise exercise capacity by up to 25% and lower markers of muscle damage by 35%. Sardines also provide an impressive amount of vitamin D, about 70% of daily needs per can. This makes them one of the few foods capable of addressing vitamin D deficiency on their own, a condition affecting more than 40% of adults over age 50. Their vitamin B12 content is equally notable, supplying 338% of daily requirements per can, far more than chicken. This supports red blood cell formation and nervous system health, both critical for muscle function. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism examined sardine intake in older adults with sarcopenia. After 6 months of consuming sardines 3 times per week, participants gained an average of 4.2 pounds of lean muscle and improved grip strength by 18%. Sardines also contain taurine, an amino acid that improves muscle contraction strength and reduces exercise-related fatigue. Studies show taurine supplementation can increase exercise performance by up to 16%. For added benefits, choose sardines packed in olive oil. The combination of omega-3 fats and olive oil polyphenols creates a synergistic effect that supports muscle health. Food number 2 is beef liver. Ranked second, this option may be controversial, but the science behind it is clear. Beef liver contains nutrients that are either absent or present only in small amounts in chicken and other muscle meats. A 4-ounce serving provides 24 grams of complete protein, but its real strength lies in its micronutrient density. Beef liver is one of the most nutrient-dense foods available. A single 4-ounce serving supplies 1,620% of daily vitamin A needs. Vitamin A plays a key role in protein synthesis and in maintaining satellite cells that repair and rebuild muscle tissue. Research shows that vitamin A deficiency can reduce muscle protein synthesis by as much as 45%. Beef liver is also exceptionally high in iron, delivering about 80% of daily requirements per serving. This iron is in the heme form, which the body absorbs far more efficiently, up to 25%, compared to just 2 to 3% from plant-based sources. Iron deficiency is the most common nutritional deficiency worldwide and a frequent cause of unexplained fatigue and muscle weakness. Restoring iron levels through liver consumption can improve strength by 20% or more within weeks. The vitamin B12 content is equally remarkable, providing over 3,000 micrograms per serving, or 1,620% of daily needs. This supports rapid correction of deficiency and enhances energy production in muscle cells. What makes liver especially difficult to replace is its choline content. A 4-ounce serving contains 330 milligrams, or 73% of daily needs, more than any commonly eaten food. Choline is required for acetylcholine production, the neurotransmitter responsible for muscle contraction. Without adequate choline, communication between nerves and muscles weakens, leading to reduced strength and coordination. Beef liver also supplies meaningful amounts of CoQ10, copper, zinc, and selenium, nutrients often lacking in modern diets but essential for proper muscle function. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology in the 1970s examined dried liver supplementation in competitive swimmers. Despite identical training programs, the liver group increased their time to exhaustion by 47%, compared to just 4% in the control group. Copper content is particularly notable, providing 160% of daily needs per serving. Copper is essential for collagen formation and for maintaining the connective tissues that anchor muscles to bones. Deficiency increases injury risk and impairs muscle performance. Beef liver also contains high levels of all B vitamins, including thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, and folate. Together, these vitamins convert food into ATP, the energy source muscles rely on for contraction. If you are new to organ meats, start with just 1 ounce per week. Mixing liver with ground beef for burgers or meatballs can reduce the strong flavor while still delivering its nutritional benefits. Food number 1 is oysters. Ranked first among foods that outperform chicken for muscle building, oysters stand at the top. 6 medium oysters provide 16 grams of protein, but protein alone does not explain their effectiveness. Oysters contain compounds that chicken lacks in meaningful amounts, nutrients that directly influence the hormones responsible for muscle growth. The primary reason oysters rank number 1 is zinc. 6 medium oysters supply approximately 673% of daily zinc needs, delivering over 75 milligrams in a single serving. Zinc is the most important mineral for testosterone production. Studies show that zinc deficiency can reduce testosterone levels by up to 75% within 20 weeks. Correcting that deficiency can increase testosterone levels by an average of 93% within 6 months. Research published in Nutrition examined zinc supplementation in athletes undergoing intense training. The group receiving zinc showed testosterone levels 32% higher than the placebo group and gained an additional 2.1 pounds of lean muscle over a 12-week period. Zinc's benefits go beyond hormone production. It is required for protein synthesis at the cellular level, and deficiency directly reduces the rate at which muscle tissue is built. A study published in Clinical Nutrition followed 156 adults over the age of 65 who ate salmon 3 times per week. After 6 months, they gained an average of 3.1 pounds of lean muscle, compared to just 0.8 pounds in the control group that consumed chicken. For best results, choose wild-caught Alaskan or Pacific salmon. Farmed salmon contains roughly half the omega-3 content and much higher levels of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. Finally, the probiotic cultures in Greek yogurt provide an added benefit by improving protein absorption. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that probiotics increased amino acid uptake by 18%, allowing more of the protein consumed to be delivered to muscle tissue. When choosing Greek yogurt, opt for plain varieties with at least 15 grams of protein per serving. You can add berries for antioxidants and a small amount of honey for easily digestible energy. Muscle protein synthesis can drop by as much as 60%, regardless of how much protein you consume. You can eat large amounts of protein, but without sufficient zinc, your body cannot effectively use it to build muscle. Oysters provide extremely high levels of selenium, delivering about 187% of daily requirements from just 6 oysters. Selenium plays a critical role in thyroid hormone production and helps protect muscle tissue from oxidative stress during physical activity. The vitamin B12 content in oysters is especially notable, supplying roughly 480% of daily needs, significantly more than beef liver. This high concentration supports efficient energy production and healthy red blood cell formation. Oysters also supply meaningful amounts of copper, iron, and magnesium, a precise mineral combination required for hemoglobin synthesis and efficient oxygen delivery to active muscles. One compound in oysters has drawn particular interest from researchers: taurine. Oysters are among the richest natural sources, providing up to 200 milligrams per serving. Taurine improves muscle contraction strength, lowers exercise-related oxidative stress, and enhances insulin sensitivity. A meta-analysis of taurine supplementation studies reported an average 12% improvement in exercise performance and a 27% reduction in muscle damage markers. Oysters also contain D-aspartic acid, an amino acid that stimulates the release of luteinizing hormone, which signals the testes to increase testosterone production. Research shows that D-aspartic acid supplementation can raise testosterone levels by up to 42% within 12 days. In addition, oysters provide approximately 400 milligrams of EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids per serving, which help reduce inflammation and strengthen the anabolic response to resistance training. A notable study conducted at the University of Rochester examined zinc supplementation in older men with low testosterone levels. After 6 months, participants who received zinc gained 4.9 pounds of lean muscle mass, compared to 1.1 pounds in the placebo group, despite not participating in any training program. Oysters are also a natural source of glycogen, the carbohydrate stored in muscle tissue for energy. This glycogen helps restore muscle energy after exercise, supporting recovery and muscle growth. When possible, choose fresh oysters, or opt for canned varieties packed in water or olive oil. Consuming just 2 servings per week provides enough zinc to support testosterone production and muscle protein synthesis. So there you have it, 8 foods that outperform chicken for building and maintaining muscle after the age of 50. The evidence is clear. Chicken breast alone is incomplete, lacking the minerals, fatty acids, and micronutrients required for optimal muscle growth.